Just gotta do my best. That's my squeaky chair. No, it's not squeaking now. So I hope you all enjoyed my Coping with Christmas Part 1 and 2 videos. If you haven't watched them already, okay, it's gone past the kind of crunch of Christmas time, but it might still be worth looking at. It's got distraction techniques in it that can help throughout the holiday season, really. So this video is about New Year. January is a really weird month. Leading up to January, everybody talks about fresh start, the new me, new this, new that, and that also includes new diet, which is really hard for someone with an eating disorder who's trying to not have a mindset even close to that. I think the first thing we could ask ourselves is the fresh start that people always attempt in the January of a new year. What does that really mean, and does it really work? I don't have any statistics at hand, but I think I could bet that most January New Year resolutions, all that malarkey, more often than not doesn't work. And there's a reason behind that, and I think a lot of it comes from pressure. I think what it also does is it criticises the year we've had. If you're looking at the new year to start fresh and change things about yourself that you didn't like in the previous year, then actually what we maybe need to look at is the mindset that you have that's making you think that way. It's putting yourself down for the year that you've had. What's that telling us? What's that telling us about what we're thinking about ourselves, where our mind is at right now? I think for anyone who is thinking they need to drastically change their food habits or their exercise routine, or, you know, certain aspects of their character or personality, I think it's better to look at why you're thinking that and make some changes there rather than the actual physical changes themselves. If I look back to times where January has been approaching and I have been really immersed in my eating disorder, I can pretty much assume that every January I thought to myself it was a chance to either kick the eating disorder's butt, for no better use of a term, or it was to almost enhance eating disorder behaviours because that's where I was at that time in my life. Honestly, I think either one is actually not a good idea. If you're looking at kicking the eating disorder's butt, actually that might be putting too much pressure on yourself. Any changes you're trying to make, if it's too drastic, then you're setting yourself up for failure. My advice, personally, transitioning into the new year from December the 31st to January the 1st, is to just see it as another month. I know that's really hard and it takes a bit of willpower to try and block out everybody else saying, oh my god, it's the new year, we won't have 2014 ever again, oh, it's all about 2015, new this, new that, new me. No, there's never going to be a clear-cut moment that you're going to have a new you. Not for anybody in the world. To expect ourselves to drastically change in one split moment is really just way too much pressure on our minds, our bodies, just ourselves. I know this can be a bit of a frustrating one, but it's I always use role reversal to kind of help clear my mind on something. But if a friend turned to me and said, I have been binging and purging every day for the last year, I've decided that as of January 1st I'm never going to binge and purge again. What would you say to that friend? Is that realistic? So you've got to look at your goals and decide on them not according to the time of year, the date that is set, and the fact that we're transitioning from 2014 to 2015. Instead, you need to look at it as, I'm always trying to evolve and to feel better and to be happier and to just feel enriched in myself, regardless of the time of year. So again, my advice would be, don't make any New Year's resolutions. However, you might be thinking, what if I really want to make New Year's resolutions? What if it's something that me and my family or me and my friends do as a tradition? We share our New Year's resolutions. Well, in that case, I decided to just have a little look at some New Year's resolutions that could inspire you, that are not related to food or weight or recovery or disorder, and so on. So you could stay in touch with friends. So we all have that friend or a couple of friends that maybe live further away, or we've just kind of lost touch with a little bit, and it might be an idea to reach out to them or to make a conscious effort to see them more often, and that can be a nice New Year's resolution, and it's a win-win situation for you and your friend. Stress reduction. So what you would be doing here, you'd be looking at your life and you'd be saying, what at the moment creates the most stress for me. For example, one of the most stressful things for me is university. But when I look deeper into that, it's not university that stresses me out, it's not the assignments, it's the time management behind those assignments. So in order to reduce my stress, because I don't want to give up university, I would say, right, I'm going to try and look at managing my time better in order to reduce my stress. Volunteering changed my life, and I know it could change anybody's life. You can try different places. If you like animals, you can volunteer with animals, you can volunteer with young children. There's all sorts you can get involved in, and it could actually change your life. If not your life, then I would almost guarantee it will at least change your perspective. Travels and trips. You might be someone who hasn't really travelled much. Maybe you don't like flying. You can plan stuff that is catered to what you can handle. A day trip with a friend. Maybe plan something that, you know, if you think, I don't travel enough and I would like to challenge myself to that this year, you could plan to do that with someone that you trust, that you feel safe and secure with, and that could be a lot of fun. And finally, it's my favourite one, which I have planned to take on this year. I have been scoping the internet for different types, which is a recovery journal. So what I've decided to do, and I invite you to do it with me, is to purchase yourself a recovery journal. I found a few online. One is called Everyday Matters. The other one is a Q&A a day for 5 years. Another one I found, which isn't really for me because I'm not very good at drawing, is it's like a sketchbook journal. So every day you would sketch a little bit of something. It's just a way of having an everyday reason to sit by yourself and just write a little something for you. It's giving yourself a chance to say, just a moment of me, please, and you write in your journal. Finally, guess what a new year means? We all get to start a brand new happy list. Yay! Woo! 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 I don't know how many out there of the First Steps peeps, oh my god, what did I just say? Of the First Steps people have a happy list. So if you are someone who has never done a happy list before, then I urge you to start a happy list for 2015. Just to wrap up this video, which has been much more of an informal video than the Christmas one, is just take good care of yourself. Make that your first priority, no matter what. Don't feel like you've got to find a fresh new version of you just because it's January. I don't need a new year to promise myself a brand new me because I'm already good enough. And let's say, here's to further on into my recovery, whatever the date, whatever the year, I'm still here to recover. Let's grab those journals, let's grab that happy list, and let's bring positivity into the new year. Yeah. Is my tripod wonky? It's putting yourself down for my peeps, my homies. Thank you.